Hello, this is Richard Wilson coming to you from Zurich, Switzerland. I'm here to act as chairman for our local finance and investments conference that's going on. It should be a great conference. Man Investments, UBS, Swiss Hedge, lots of different large family offices and hedge funds will be there. And what I wanted to explain to you today was how family office investment committees work. Family office investment committees really hold the purse strings of family offices. They decide what they invest in, how often they invest in it, percentages of where everything goes, when to fire a manager, when to hire a fund manager. They really do control where the capital flows in the family office industry. So it's pretty crucial to understand how investment committees at family offices work if you want to work for a family office or raise capital from one. And that's kind of the point of the video here. And there's a few different types of investment committees that operate at single family offices and multifamily offices. And if you don't know the difference yet between single and multifamily offices, I encourage you to watch our other videos on that topic. But at a single family office, the investment committee is typically smaller because the team is typically smaller. Lots of times investment committees at single family offices can be made up of just 3 to 5 people internally, and then externally they might bring in a CPA, maybe a global tax expert, a risk management or institutional consultant. And those people can either submit research reports and opinions to the investment committee, or they may actually sit on the investment committee and sit in on the actual meetings. I think that's important to note because in multifamily offices it's usually much different. At a multifamily office, typically the investment committee is made up of more 5 to 12 professionals, and they're almost always internal. At a single family office, probably 50% of the time, there's somebody external from outside the family office operation sitting on the investment committee. At a multifamily office, usually it's about 90% of the time it's only made up of in-house professionals, and 10% of the time they might bring in an institutional consultant or the head of another family office they often work with, or something like that. But really it's pretty rare on the multifamily office side. Now, the way an investment committee works in both cases is typically that one committee is helping make both strategic and tactical decisions for the portfolio, when to hire managers, when to fire fund managers, where globally assets should be allocated. And typically there is just that one investment committee. Sometimes they meet daily, but that is rare. More often they meet every 1 or 2 weeks or once a month. The most common I've found is once a month, but it really depends on how large the team is and whether they're talking every day in the office together anyways, because there's only 10 of them in the office, or whether there's 100 people in the office and they need to meet more often. All those things can affect how often the investment committee meets. Now, I have run into a few family offices that actually run 2 investment committees. They run a strategic investment committee that decides what buckets assets should go in over time and strategically allocate to different regions of the world, different types of asset classes. But then they also have a tactical investment committee that's much more nimble and agile. They can meet more often, more quickly, and on short notice. And the tactical committee is smaller, and they're experts on making tactical decisions to adjust to recent market movements, economic conditions, macro conditions in the marketplace. And the advantage of that is that the strategic decisions, the very long-term decisions, can be made with the most amount of collective intelligence and minds in the room possible, and the tactical decisions can be made very quickly and nimbly. So I hope you found this description of family office investment committees helpful. I think it's important to know the difference between single family office and multifamily office investment committees and how they can be split apart into tactical and strategic. This is Richard Wilson coming to you from Switzerland. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.